Well, it's the 56th time two teams from 4 miles apart are meeting in the Crosstown Showdown, one of the fiercest rivalries in all of high school sports. We come to you live from Stadium Field ahead of the Parkersburg South and Parkersburg Crosstown Showdown football game tonight. I'm Ryan Wilson, joined alongside by Karan Olson here on Countdown to Kickoff. And as if we had more at stake in a rivalry game tonight, it's a top 5 matchup.
Yeah, it should be a great game. I think the teams are 2-4 if I'm not mistaken, and like you said, we're going to get into a little bit more, but we got offense versus defense, right? One team has averaged about 70 points per game, and one team has averaged or has not given up any points at all through 3 games. So it should be quite a matchup.
Yeah, you were talking about, let's talk about Parkersburg South offense first. They lost Robert Shockey. They lost Cyrus Traw to graduation, but they're still averaging 70 points per game through the first 3, and they've played some good teams as well. We've seen them throughout the year. This offense is high flying.
Yeah, they haven't missed a beat, like you said. They're missing now 2 very important pieces in Robert Shockey and Cyrus. But like you said, they haven't missed a beat. They're still averaging 70 points a game, and they still have aspirations of getting back to the top where they were last year. I guess a little further than last year for them, hopefully.
Yeah, they want to get back to winning a state championship. Meanwhile, the Parkersburg Big Reds, you could argue, still trying to build a program year 2 under Matt Kimes. Competition notwithstanding, they have not allowed a single point. Their defense has been flying around as well.
Yeah, they've looked great so far. I haven't been to a game myself, but obviously we've done some highlight reads. And although those are a lot of offensive highlights that we read, but like you said, I mean, their defense has just been amazing. And that's a good place to start, I feel like, in your second year, right? You can always build an offense. I think it's a little bit harder to build a defense, and Kimes is doing exactly that.
Well, we can't wait for it to get started. Next on Countdown to Kickoff, we'll take a look at how the Big Reds have gotten to this point in the season. And welcome back to Countdown to Kickoff as we get ready for tonight's game. We'll start with the home team. The Parkersburg Big Reds looking to bounce back from the game last year. They lost it 55-7 to these same Patriots. They've now taken that loss personally, and they're looking to give it all they've got tonight. But first, here is a quick look as to how the Big Reds have gotten to this point in the very young season.
It was a big year for the Big Reds, and they had 3 games on the road to start, including a trip to St. Albans in Week 1. Red Dragons hand it off here to Tyreek Wilkins. He's going to fumble it, and Titan Parsons is right there to recover the fumble. And now the Big Reds on offense. Parsons fakes the handoff. He'll take it on the run. He gets inside the 15-yard line. Then Parsons again, he'll hand it off to Jaquel Shelton, and he follows his blocker right into the end zone for a 42-0 lead. Now the Big Reds defense making a statement here as James Colombo gets in the backfield and gets the sack on the Red Dragons quarterback. Now Parsons is here throwing it to Zane Lewis. He makes 2 defenders miss and then heads upfield and a stiff arm for another defender before he brings him down there. Now David Parsons throwing to the end zone finds Andrew Stolniker for the score. That's a 49-0 lead for the Big Reds. St. Albans trying to score before the half, but Devon Day is right there with the interception, and he takes back the pass for a pick 6. The Big Reds get the season started off with a win, 56-0. After a win over Riverside in Week 2, the Big Reds went down to South Charleston to take on the Black Eagles as they were looking to get to 3-0. Now the Big Reds came to play in this one as well as David Parsons fakes the handoff, and he fakes out the cameraman as well as he marches down the sideline, and he's in for the touchdown. The Big Reds take a 7-0 lead, and some special teams is working there. Zane Lewis gets there and blocks the punt. The Big Reds would recover it at the 1-yard line, and they would capitalize. Jaquel Shelton from the handoff from the pistol formation gets into the end zone. Parkersburg takes a 14-0 lead. Now David Parsons with it again. He's going to fake the handoff, and he's going to launch this one to a wide open Anthony Ice, who makes the catch as they take a 21-0 lead. This time the Black Eagles bobble the snap. It's recovered. Matthew Stolniker scoops up the ball and takes it the distance and scores. The Big Reds would advance to 3-0 as they take down South Charleston 63-0 as they enter this matchup with Parkersburg South ranked 4th in the playoff ratings. Head coach Matt Kimes talked about his team's confidence level coming into tonight's matchup.
The confidence and the belief in each other and what we're trying to accomplish as a program, and understanding that we're doing some really good things and we've got really good football players, but at the same time understanding that our competition level is about to increase by a lot. So, we're going to strap it up and be ready to play. We're going to do what we do. Our kids are excited for the challenge. They understand that the first 3 games were not up to the standards of some of the opponents we're going to be seeing, and that starts this Friday with Parkersburg South.
Just what have you been telling your kids about how to approach this game? Because you've seen it as a player and as a coach, what do you tell your kids on how to approach this game that might be different from a regular week?
This is one that's circled on the calendar every year. You know, it's one that the kids look forward to playing in. They know the faces inside the helmets of the team we're playing against, right? Now, a lot of times they know the names of the opponents we're playing, but not necessarily the faces, right? They know the faces. They know these kids. They've grown up with them all their lives. So there's a lot of that that's, you know, you want to beat your rival. So we just try to stay humbled with what we've done so far, but also understand that this is a huge game for the community. Understand that this can have a lot of momentum building as the season progresses, and trying to take care of what we can take care of, control what we can control, and be the best we can be Friday night. And if that's good enough to beat them, then so be it.
What would a win against this program in this stadium in this part of your tenure mean for this program this year and going forward?
It would mean a lot, Ryan. I think understanding that the football team we're going to play Friday night had a super successful season last year. They played for the state championship. They've come out this year and dominated their opponents. But the program that I'm a head guy of is used to being that, right? And it's been that in the past, and that's what we're trying to get to again. And going against an opponent that has the credentials they have over the last 2 years, showing that we have turned the corner and made strides in all levels of our program. That's kind of the next step, is beating someone that maybe some folks don't think we're going to beat. So everybody in our locker room, everybody in our building believes in ourselves, understand that we have a tremendous opportunity in front of us Friday night. And if we take care of the things we can take care of, we have a tremendous opportunity to be successful.
Well, coming up next on Countdown to Kickoff, we'll head across the Little Canal River to Parkersburg South and see how the Patriots season has gone so far. We're here from head coach Nathan Tanner.
And last year, the Patriots made it to the Super Six, and they're looking to avenge that loss. Over the offseason, they lost two key pieces. Robert Shockey, the quarterback, and Cyrus Choff, who's just a playmaker for the team. This year, they have the same aspirations despite losing those two important pieces on the offense, and they haven't missed a beat, scoring 70 points per game. Here is a look at how the Patriots season has gone so far. Parkersburg South means business early. Gage Wright jukes and scores with ease, and the Patriots fire off a musket. Gage Wright again, he finds the sideline, and he makes the defender miss, and he keeps going. He's at the 15, he's at the 10, he's at the 5, shrugs off a defender for another Patriot touchdown. Patriots get it started early on behind senior running back Gage Wright, who starts to his left, then cuts back, eludes a tackle, and finds running room. He finishes the 29-yard touchdown with authority at 6-0 South. Next South possession, the Patriots strike with the big play. Turner Garrison looking for Tristan Walker, and he is gone. That will be a 78-yard touchdown for the score. And they would add on. Garrison finds Devin Forshee in the end zone for the 16-yard touchdown. Patriot offense is rolling. Back come the Patriots, and you guessed it, it's Gage Wright again. Huge night for the senior. He goes off the right side, and he is gone. 47 yards for the score. Patriots lead 26-6. Now on the defensive end as Devin Richardson fires a short pass, but it's intercepted by Tristan Walker, who gets a nice return. Third down, they hand it to Gage Wright, who's had a great start to the season, and it continues as he goes up the middle, untouched for the score. Patriots lead 6-0. South again as Turner Garrison rolls to his left and finds Dylan Fleek wide open, who will get down to the 1-yard line. And on the next play, they hand it to Wright again, and he crosses the goal line. South leads it 14-6. Next Eagle possession, Richardson sneaking it in, but Gage Wright will strip the ball, and he will break a tackle as he gets out of that here, and he will continue running, and it looks like that he will go all the way. Then right before the half, Garrison finds Wright on a swing pass, and he will weave through defenders, and that will be his 4th touchdown of the game. With the offense rolling the way it has been for the Patriots, it's easy to get a big head. But Coach Tanner said he isn't worried about that, and his team is right where they need to be.
I think our kids' head is I should say, heads are in the right place. I think they're confident, but they also know at the same token we still have things we need to improve on, and we got to get better every day.
So this week, talk about, practicing for this week. Do you guys make it tougher? Is it more enjoyable? Talk about the preparation that you guys have this week, usually every year.
Honestly, it's the same. We're playing another team just like we do week to week. They're just 5 minutes down the road. But the reality of it is we do touch on this. Emotions are higher because of it. They're playing against kids that they've played against their entire lives. Some of them have been teammates at different points in their life. So, all those things make it a little more emotional. The community talks about it, a lot more than any other game. So those are all real things that are going on. So what we try to do is we just try to keep our focus channeled in at the task at hand, and that's trying to win a football game.
2 versus 4, I think, in the first ratings of the season. How important, obviously you want to beat your rival, but how important, a big a bounce would that be with a win over a highly rated team?
Well, we talk to our kids about different levels to the season, and we just finished up the 3rd game of the year. We call that the 2nd level. We have the preseason, then the 1st level, the preseason is the 1st level, then we have the 2nd level, which is the first 3 games and the 2 scrimmages. But we're on to the next level, and we're trying to start the next 3 to 4 games off on the right foot. So we want to, attack the mid part of this season, which is, this Friday against the Big Reds, victorious. That's what we want.
Well, coming up after the break, we'll have a look at the 2 strong units for both schools, the Parkersburg South offense and the Big Red defense.
And welcome back to Countdown to Kickoff. Now, we've gone through the recaps for each team, but now let's look at the strong units for each team, the Parkersburg South offense and the Parkersburg defense. We'll start with the home team, the Big Reds defense. Obviously, they have not allowed a single point this year. Head coach Matt Kimes talks about what has made them so successful going into this season.
I think it starts with them understanding what their job is every snap, right? First off, getting lined up properly, understanding how the offense is going to attack you based on formations or alignments, and then playing fast, right? And so we're not thinking, we're sound in our assignments, and then we're able just to play fast, and we're playing with enthusiasm and excitement, and really rallying around the football and being opportunistic when the ball's on the ground or the ball's in the air. We're attacking the football, and 11 guys doing their job every snap. You do that consistently, that's what it adds up to.
The Big Reds know that they will be stepping up in competition in tonight's matchup, but they are still not ignoring the fact that the defense has played lights out through the first 3 games of the season. Casey Stanley plays all over the field, including the defensive backfield, but he says the key to their defensive success starts up front in the trenches.
Our D-line, man, has been playing so good. I'm back at free safety. I barely had to do a thing. Most of the time I just backpedal for a second, and I'm just watching our D-line and linebackers just swarm on people. So that's definitely a big factor right now. Our D-line's playing really well, and our linebackers are playing really well. So our secondary, we just got to make sure we can guard up and, be that second line or last line of defense for anybody who breaks through. So everybody's got to make sure they're tackling on point, doing everything we can to, stop the run game, because that's the major thing here this week is the run game.
Parkersburg South head coach Nathan Tanner has played against many good defenses in his career, and he is giving high praise to the Big Reds unit in 2023. He details what makes them so difficult to score against and how he thinks it will be a challenge for his team in tonight's game.
They've proven that they're a stellar defense. They play extremely good team defense. They're very well disciplined. They all run to the football. They have a bunch of tough and gritty kids, so we'll definitely have our hands full. And there's something to be said about them not giving up a point in 3 games. That's super impressive.
After this, it immediately goes to.
And now let's head over to the offensive side of the ball, where the Parkersburg South Patriots are still flying high, averaging over 70 points like we said earlier, despite losing those 2 playmakers. Here's more on the Patriots offense. The Parkersburg South Patriots have averaged 70 points per game through 3 weeks of the season. And Patriots quarterback Turner Garrettson says confidence has been key, and that confidence will continue.
I think we're pretty confident in what we're doing. we go into every game pretty confident in what we're doing and how we're going to go fast and how our defense is going to play. So we're pretty confident all the way around. I think we are not going to go in there with big heads. We're just going to be very confident.
A lot of that confidence for Garrettson and the entire Patriots team comes from a rapport that has been built over years.
I was the quarterback for the receivers now in middle school, so we have a pretty good connection with each other there. So I think after he left, it was kind of my time. So I stepped up and I'm ready to go. I feel a little bit of pressure, but it's not too much, so we're good.
A big key for the dominant offense that we have seen so far from the Patriots is running back Gage Wright. Wright has 16 total touchdowns so far, and for him, going into this week, nothing changes. He just wants to treat the Big Reds like any other team.
Use your head, be smart, especially during playing time. There's no need for any flags or anything, fighting, anything like that. Just basically treat it like any other week.
At the end of the day, both Wright and Garrettson are looking forward to making a statement for the Crosstown Showdown Friday night.
They're going to bring it, and we know they're going to bring it, and they want it pretty badly. So we're just going to do what we do every game and just go out of there with a win.
Honestly, I think we're all pretty excited to go and, I don't know, kind of take over the city, to be honest. I want to go there and leave a mark on all those PHS people's faces that they know that we're the best team in the state.
Well, we are almost ready for kickoff, but when we come back on Countdown to Kickoff, we'll hear from the two gentlemen calling tonight's game, some Mid-Ohio Valley sports legends, Jim Morton and Mike Hayden. Well, welcome back to Countdown to Kickoff. We are joined by the gentlemen calling the game, two Mid-Ohio Valley sports legends, Jim Morton and Mike Hayden. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. You guys have been a part of this rivalry for so many years. Talk about the importance of it for this area, this football game in particular, because Mike's been a part of many of them. Just the history of this rivalry.
Well, it started back in the late 60s when the two schools split apart, or well, I should say when PHS split apart and formed the two schools. In the early part of the rivalry, it was pretty much all Parkersburg South. They would get a game or two, but I'd say since the 2000s, it's really been more competitive. And Mike, you've been on, 30 of these games, either as a coach or an administrator. Just your thoughts on the rivalry.
Well, it's always been a great rivalry, and I don't want to jinx the daggone thing, but in all the years that I've been a part of it, there's never been one lousy incident in the ball game. The kids play hard, they fight back and forth, block and tackle, run, pass, hit, but never has there ever been a problem on the field with them getting along. Now, they don't like each other during the game, but there's been a lot of times that we've had brothers, and uncles and people like that playing against each other, and the rivalry has been, in my opinion, the best rivalry around, especially in the state of West Virginia.
It's like the Hatfields and McCoys, except no long rifles.
No rifles.
We've got the Patriots come in the second seed, the Big Reds the fourth seeded. So on paper, anyway, this looks to be a very good game.
Yes, it does. Yeah, so part of that very good game is obviously the Patriot offense, right? You guys kind of go into that and what you guys are seeing, or I know you talked to them a little bit this week. So just kind of, what are you feeling for this game?
Well, 70 points a game, that's pretty productive. I don't care who you're playing, but you've got the running back, Gage Wright, is just a monster. Either as a runner or as a receiver. And quarterback had to come into a situation where he was not expected to be the starting quarterback because of the transfer rule, but he has developed him now that he's gotten the opportunity to be a good quarterback.
Well, he's been a good athlete to begin with. When you take a look at their offense, they have a two-edged sword. You got Garrettson and you got Gage Wright, and I tell you what, you can't key on one person. And Gage Wright is a tremendous running back. He's a state champion wrestler, and if you know anything about wrestlers, they have great balance. And if you're a running back and a wrestler, I'll tell you what, you're tough to bring down, and he's tough to bring down, very tough. You cannot single tackle him. You're going to have to gang tackle him. He's the key to the game, by the way.
Absolutely.
In my opinion.
Sure. So we mentioned it, the Big Reds have not allowed a single point, but I mean, they've played not up to competition that they'll see tonight. From what you guys see, Matt Kimes' second year here, what's the key to a Big Reds upset tonight?
Well, we were talking with Coach earlier. He just said on the defensive side of the ball, they have to get many helmets, many hats on the running back. They can't afford to let the Patriots have big plays. They have to string out, and so a series is a couple of yards here, a couple of yards there. He says we can't let them big play us to death, and he says they're going to have to play their best game of the season.
Keep your eye on penalties, and and also turnovers. Those two things right there could be a key in a game like this.
Absolutely. Well, it should be a whale of a matchup again. Number 2 versus number 4. Jim, Mike, thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy the call of the game. Enjoy the atmosphere here tonight. It should be quite spectacular. Well, that's all the time we have for tonight on Countdown to Kickoff. Stick around after the break. The game will start. Have a great night, everyone.